this is Makeup Maria from Miami. If you're living your best life in your mid-plus years or you love skincare and makeup, this is the place for you. Hi everybody. So, things are crappy, so let's have some fun and talk about makeup. I'm doing the perfect makeup tag, which I saw on Charlotte Holcroft's channel. She's lovely, British, very funny. I'll link her channel below. Definitely watch her. She's a very popular YouTuber. But it was Patty Alonso and Morgan Turner that created this 10-question perfect tag. Charlotte did it. I actually haven't seen Patty Alonso or Morgan Turner's videos on the perfect makeup tag, so I'll have to look for them. But anyway, I think it's just a great way of talking about makeup and having some fun. So we're really just going to have a little levity. We're going to have a little fun. We're just going to talk makeup, and that's it. So let's do it. Okay, so before I start talking about the different questions, I just want to let you know, and you probably already noticed, that the lighting is a little wonky. I got a webcam, which is amazing, but my lighting is still so much of an issue. Now I'm a little too white, but we're just going to go with it, right? Yay. Question number 1. Which primer creates the perfect base? For me, I used, for many years, I used Smashbox primers because I have texture skin, large pores, and oily skin. I had oily skin. But then when I got older and my skin became more dry, actually pretty dry, I had to switch and use lots of moisturizers and even oil. I would even prime my skin with just a wonderful oil that I use. I think it's by Fresh. Anyway, just recently, because of my skin cancer journey, and if you don't know about that, there's a video that you can watch, and I'll link it down below. I switched to a primer base, and that's the Chantecaille Ultra Sun Protection Sunscreen, and it's super pricey. I'm sorry about that. I buy it when it's on sale, but it's working. This is the second container that I've bought, and I really like it very much. It's I'll open it and show you. The texture is very liquidy, and can you see? What can you see? So no white cast. It's a chemical sunscreen. It dissolves, and it has nice skincare. So I like it. I'm using it. I do have the Milk Hydro, which is also very good and very popular. And that's for, if you really want your makeup to last all day, or, for 12 hours or whatever, then that's a wonderful, but it doesn't have any sunscreen. So that's why I rarely use it. Question number 2, which foundation has the perfect finish? Okay, for me, I have to cheat a little bit because it's Shiseido Synchro Skin Self-Refreshing is my favorite foundation right now. But since this is oil-free, what I do is I take a little drop of Estee Lauder Futurist Hydro Rescue, and I mix it in with that. Can you see? It's really hard to see. Anyway, it's about a pump of the Shiseido with maybe a third of a pump of the Estee Lauder. It's more Shiseido than Estee Lauder. Estee Lauder just gives it a more emolliency because this is an oil-free version. There is another version of the Shiseido foundation, and I want to try it. So if you are interested in getting a review of that foundation, let me know. Leave a comment, because I'm very interested in purchasing that. I think Shiseido is one of the best foundations out there. Question number 3, which concealer has the perfect coverage? I would say it's the Dior Forever Skin Correct. It's very popular for good reason. Let me get it closer to you. It is emollient, it blends well, it's a very sophisticated, very, very lovely concealer. Coming in as close second is the Glossier, which is also very popular, stretch concealer. and it's very popular as well. So what I did just for fun is I put the Glossier on this side and the Dior on this side. But since I'm so washed out, I don't know if you can tell, but there it is. I also had cataract surgery, so this eye, there's no lens here. There is a clear blue light lens on this glasses, just because I haven't gotten around to going to the doctor to get my new glasses. Yay. So anyway, this is a lovely concealer. I mean, it's very popular and it's reasonably priced and it works well. And I don't conceal a lot though, so to be perfectly fair. But I think that if you're going to purchase a concealer, I think that this is it won't fail you. I think you'll do well with this one. It glides well. Oh, let me do a little swatchy swatch. Okay. So a little swatchy swatch. Can you see? Can you see? Okay, so there it is. This one is a little pot, that's the part that I don't like either. I don't like it being so, I mean, so this is the Dior and this is the Glossier. So I think it's really hard to tell. They actually both have dried down a little bit and they both look pretty good, actually. I think that the Dior is a tinge darker, but that's the shade. I think they both cover well and they both dry down nicely and they don't exacerbate the lines or this texture in my skin. I think it's a question of usage. I think that since the Glossier is a pot, that for me, I'm less likely to dig in a lot with my finger. And then the Dior applicator, I think you're most likely to use more. Question number 4. Which powder gives the perfect blur? I need coffee. Okay. I think it would have to be the Chantecaille. It's a cult favorite. Everybody loves it. It's very pricey. Buy it on sale. It's a wonderful product. It really is. It blurs your pores just like they say it does. And the thing is, I don't use it every day. That's the irony, is that most of the time I use the Pat McGrath, and this is a brand new one in this funky packaging that it comes in. And this is the Sublime Perfection Blurring Under Eye Powder. And so what we do, my daughter and I both, it was actually my daughter that got me going with this powder because she was using it's under eye powder and she was using it as regular powder and it was just accessible. And so I started using it and it works really well as an overall powder because at my age, I don't like to use powder. And if I use powder, I have to be very strategic. I want my skin to not look dry. Today, what I did was I used the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. And I know that's not what this video is about, but this is what I used all over my face to make sure that the powder didn't look powdery. If that makes sense. Okay. Anyway. Question number 5. Which bronzer has the perfect undertone? For me, that bronzer is Cover FX. Here's the color. It's suntan. We've certainly hit pan. It's a little light, but I can build it, which is what I like. I also like the Marc Jacobs, and the color is, it's great name, Tantastic. And here's, okay, that's better, I think. And as you can see, they're both very similar. I'll do some swatches. This one is the Marc Jacobs. This one is Cover FX. So I think you can tell that the Cover FX is more neutral than the Marc Jacobs. And I think that I prefer the Cover FX. I like a neutral because I tend to have some reddish tones in my skin and I don't want to exacerbate that. But you know, it really depends on my mood too. Sometimes it depends on what other makeup I'm wearing. Sometimes I prefer the more warm Marc Jacobs. So there it is. They're both wonderful and good colors for my skin tone. Okay, so number 6, which blush has the perfect shade? This was difficult for me because I really love both these blushes a lot, and I've talked about them before. One is the Chantecaille Smitten, which, you know, I've talked about before. It's peachy with a little bit of pink, which is my favorite color. And then the Pat McGrath in Dusty Rose. They're both beautiful blushes, and I can swatch them as well. The question is, which blush has the perfect shade? If it were which blush is my favorite, it would be the Pat McGrath. But since it's talking about the shade, I think I'm going to have to go with Chantecaille Smitten because it has a little bit of pink. I like peachy with a little bit of pink. That's the perfect color for me, for lipstick, for blush, and it just works with my skin tone because I'm olive, but I'm very pale, so I have redness, but then I'm yellow too. So it's confusing. Well, the Chantecaille, everything the Chantecaille does is very subdued. They don't do anything really strong or pigmented. Wow. Okay, here we go. Focus, focus, focus. Focus. Okay, I think right there. Question number 7. Which highlighter has the perfect finish? This one was pretty easy for me because I hardly wore highlighter until Lisa Eldridge came out with her Elevated Glow, which is a liquid and it's beautiful. And I started putting this on and I wasn't turning back. In fact, I had this Anastasia Beverly Hills Amresi. I don't know. What is this thing called? Whoa, blinding you. Sorry. Let me open it for you so you can see what it looks like inside. I started using this only because since I started using the Lisa Eldridge, I pulled out the Anastasia, started playing with it a little bit, and I like it. But it's funny that I always thought that the powder would be too strong, and a liquid would be more subtle, when it's actually the opposite effect. I think that Lisa Eldridge's packs a nice glow, and it's natural, but it you can see it. And at least for this particular powder, it's more subtle. I have to pack it on more to make it show as much as Lisa Eldridge. I think they're both good, but I definitely prefer Lisa Eldridge. So that's my pick for the perfect finish. Highlighter with the perfect finish. Number 8, which lipstick has the perfect formula? So, I thought this was going to be difficult, and so I went through all my favorite lipsticks because I have a lot. I went to Chantecaille, I went to Lisa Eldridge, Pat McGrath, Sisley, and I was surprised that the perfect formula was Lisa Eldridge. I love Lisa Eldridge, obviously, but her luxurious lucent formula is the best. It really is the best. The most moisturizing, packs some color, which you can see the color I have on is Love of My Life. You see the whole thing. It's so gorgeous. Come on, focus, focus. Focus, focus. And it's beautiful. And I'm shocked, honestly, because the Sisley I thought might be better. The Chantecaille, they're both more expensive, but Lisa kills it. She really does. I have a bunch of her mattes and I love them, and they're very comfortable too, but I really do like the luxuriously lucent formula better. Just because day to day is just easier to use, it's not as high maintenance, and you throw it on and then you still have some nice color. See? and it's just easy. And I like easy. Yes, I do. Number 9, which palette has the perfect shimmers? I'm not a shimmer person per se, so I really can't speak too much to the perfect shimmer, but I know that obviously Pat McGrath, Natasha Denona, Chantecaille, I mean, they obviously make beautiful shimmer products. And I just pulled a couple of my favorite palettes just to show you. One of them, it's the Blitz, the Pat McGrath Blitz Astral Quad. There you go. Which is gorgeous. And I do not use it enough. The Natasha Denona Mini Glam. I never bought the large one. Someone on YouTube said you don't need the large one if you have the small one. So I took them at their word. And then the other one was Enduring Love by Sydney Grace. And they get extra points for coming up with 2 versions of the same palette. One was for light skin tone people, and one for darker skin tone people. So, I mean, I think they all make beautiful shimmers. So I don't think anybody has a lockdown on the top shimmer, and a lot of independent brands are coming out with great shimmers too. So, but those are my favorites. Those are my perfect shimmer favorites. My palettes with the perfect shimmers. Number 10, which palette has the perfect color story? I would have 6 months ago shown you a very neutral tone, no shimmer palette, because I was a neutral girl and I wasn't interested in color, but I've grown since then. And for me, it is, believe it or not, the Sydney Grace Enduring Love. Again, I love it. I love it because it has some color, it has some neutral tones, it has a lot of cool tones, and it has a little bit of warm tones. But enough of these colors that you can use as transition. You can use it, you can do a simple eye look, you can do a fancy, crazy outlook. It has some green, it has some purple, and it has some pink, which I think a lot of palettes don't have that. But it's not one of these loud, super colorful palettes either. So I like it a lot. I think it has the perfect color story. So yay. Thank you for watching. That's the answers to the perfect makeup tag. If you're an influencer out there and you're interested in doing it, hey, tag, you're it. I don't know how this tag business works. Do it. Let me know, please, in the comments, and I will watch your video and comment on yours, and that's it. I mean, and then we can, coexist in this crazy world of YouTube. So thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for the next video and wear sunscreen. Bye.